I lost my phone. A few months ago, I was at Cranes Roost Park on a photo walk and had a million things on my mind. I had my cameras and the birds were active and I was just having a great time. I took this phone and I set it down on a park bench to get a shot. I got the shot, changed the lens, got another shot. Next thing you know, I'm half a mile away, forgot all about my phone. When I realized it, I ran back to that park bench and there was a young lady sitting there and I started looking around and she goes, "Hey, did you lose something?" And I went, "I lost my phone." And she goes, "I think I found it." And I went, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah," and I turned it into one of the park rangers. "Oh, wow, okay, thanks a lot." So I ran over to the ranger station there, about another half a mile away, and sure enough, they had the phone. And you know, I kind of forgot about it until the other day. So that started me off on this quest. So the last few days I've been working on this, and I made this little guide, which I'll put a link in the description. It's completely free. It's a little PDF guide on how to make a little zine that you can put in your wallet. It's the size of a credit card. And this one is my emergency info zine. It's got my medical stuff in it. And this one is my lost phone survival guide. And this one has things like how to get a hold of Apple, how to get a hold of my bank, how to get a hold of my credit card companies, etc., my insurance company, those sorts of things. It would be real handy to have the basics in my wallet on paper. On page 2 of the guide right here, you can click and you can actually download the templates that I used to make the little zines and fill them in yourself with your information. In this download is an Apple Pages template if you happen to be an Apple Pages person. I also exported it to Microsoft Word into Adobe PDF. And the Word version of it works almost exactly the same. The PDF version, it depends on if you have a PDF reader that you can use to edit, but you could use any of those to go ahead and fill out this template. And then it would help if you had a double-sided printer so you can easily print the front and the back. Now the way I've laid it out is that the top half of the paper here contains the front of the medical zine and the bottom half contains the front of the Lost Your iPhone Guide zine. The back of the sheet has the back of the medical one on top and the back of the Lost Guide on the bottom. I'll walk you through real quick how to do this. And by the way, if you're not a computer person, I understand completely. There's a company called Ride in the Rain, and they make these little credit card notebooks, right? And this paper is coated, so it's waterproof. They're real handy to stick in your wallet as well. So you could just have your information written in there manually. So it's not so important that you have it as a cool little zine. What's important is that you have it. So if you need that, instead of going through all of this, there's a link on page 4 of this guide, and there are links to all the things I used for putting this zine together as well. Let's get on the computer and we'll walk through how to put one of these together. So this is the guide, and we'll go down here to the top of page 2, and we'll go ahead and click, and that opens up our Google Drive link to everything we need to make our own. Now I also put in some blanks in case you just want to make some little blank notebooks like this with nothing on them, or if you want to design your own layout, it's a good place to start. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the Apple Pages template for this. I'll download it. Okay, and we just saw that it downloaded in here. We'll open this up. Drag this up here so you can see it. Here it is. And we're going to open it as a new document. There we have it. Okay, so we are on the front sheet, and this is the back sheet, which is the back side of the page when you print it out. Okay, so we're back to the front. And in order for it to come out right, these pages are in a specific order. So this is the back of the medical zine, and this is the front of the medical zine. And then the pages are numbered so that when you print these out and assemble them, it works out. So if we go to this back sheet, for example, we see here, this is page 2, this is page 1, and then we go back over to the front for page 3 and page 4, and back to the back, page 5 and page 6. This bottom half here is the lost phone survival guide. I even get them confused, but I wanted to get both zines on one sheet of paper. So again, the top is the medical front and back, and then on the bottom, this is the lost phone survival guide front and the lost phone survival guide back. It'll make more sense as we go along. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is maybe replace this picture and put my own name here. So let's go ahead and zoom into this a little bit so we can see it better. There we go. All right, so your photo here, I'm going to right click on there and I can come down here and say replace image. Okay, and then it asks me what image to use, and I found my picture and I replaced this filler here with my picture. And let's go ahead and edit my name here. And I'm using my formal name since it's something that would be used in emergencies. And come back over here and change the template to my name. Now we want to find page 1. Page 1 is on the back side and it says enter text here. Okay, so I started out with putting my conditions. I have this, I have that, listed that all down here, and then my next thing was to go to page 2, put my vitals, age, sex, blood type, any allergies, my phone number. At least they have the phone number if they need to try and trace my phone, and they have my home address. Okay, and then we got to go back to page 3, so we'll go back to the front. There's page 3. Here I entered my emergency contacts, my wife's phone number, my kid's phone number, etc. And then my medications as of today's date. I put those all in here. Then we went over here to page 5 and continued the medications. And then on page 6, I listed my doctors, and that pretty much filled out the medical zine. And then for the lost phone survival guide, for the pictures, I used my lock screen picture here, my lock screen wallpaper, and over here I used my home screen wallpaper. And then for page 1, that's on the back, the bottom part, important phone numbers, my own phone number, my spouse's phone number, my kids' phone numbers, etc. Then page 2 are instructions on how to locate my phone. So in my case, because I have an Apple phone, I go to icloud.com/find. If I want, I can put my username here and a hint for my password, and then any notes I want to put in here, I can put in there. Then we'll go back over to the front for pages 3 and 4, and I put in my provider numbers. So like for here, I had AT&T with my account number, and then the 800 number that you call if you lose your phone. Same thing for my bank account number, and my bank lost or stolen phone number. My credit cards, right? My driver's license with my driver's license number. And in Florida, there's a website you can go to, so I put the website there. So I'd have to find a computer to do that, or at least borrow somebody else's phone. Then my health insurance, in my case that's Aetna, my Aetna insurance number, their phone number, and then my car and home insurance, so my insurance agent and their phone number. So you get the idea, and you can make this anything you want. And the way this template works is all you have to do is just click on it, right? So you just click, and then you can just type anything you want in there, right? Once you get that all done, you want to go ahead and save your work. So we would just go up here to some File and Save. and it would ask you what you want to call it and where you want to save it. Okay. We have everything all filled out. Now it's time to print. So let's just go up here and we'll do File, Print. And I have a Epson ET8550 that can do dual-sided paper. I want to print both pages, and I want to make sure double-sided is turned on, and that should be all I need to do. I already have my favorite paper, which is this Xerox 32-pound bold digital link on the little PDF guide. That's already loaded into the printer, so I'm ready to go. I'm just going to hit print after I set this down. So it's just finished printing the front page, and now it's going to go back and print the back page. Okay, now that we've got everything all printed out, this is a template so you don't have to be bored with all my personal information. We have our top being our little medical pocket zine, and our bottom being our Lost Phone Survival Guide zine, front and back. Now, it depends on your printer's tolerances, but these little cut boxes should line up really close, and hopefully they do for your printer. And by the way, if you can't do double-sided printing on your printer, I put some alignment guides here on both sides to help you print first just the first sheet and then turn the paper over and print the back sheet. And then turn the paper over and print the back sheet. If that doesn't work out for you, maybe you can save your file and take it to a local print shop like a FedEx or a Kinko's and have them print double-sided for you. All right, here we go. Let's cut this out. I have this little cutting board here. The link is in the guide, in the PDF guide. And if you don't have one of those, a pair of scissors will probably work. And let's just go ahead and trim this out. We have pages front and back 1 and 6. And I missed the cut just a little bit there, but that's okay. We'll deal with that in a minute. On this one we have pages 2 and 5 over here and 3 and 4 over here. All right, so let's go ahead and fold this as carefully as we can. Make that in half like that. And then I have one of these little bone folders that's linked as well. And I use that to get a nice sharp crease. And then for the inside pages, we want page 2 to be facing up. So we'll fold it like so. Same thing, get as good a crease as we can get. And we can put this together now. And our little zine is beginning to take shape. We've got our cover. We have our medical overview, our vitals, etc. So all we have to do is bind these together. Now, traditionally, these things are saddle stitch, and I'll show you what I mean. Here's a zine I made about square format street photography. I actually have this one professionally printed. I wish I could do this quality work myself. But anyway, you see they're stapled, but you certainly don't want that in your wallet. So I just go ahead and use good old Scotch magic tape. We have our emergency booklet ready to go that we can stick into our wallet. Now, for a finishing touch, I also have this little radius cutter that I bought on Amazon. That's linked as well. And it's nice if you just want to put a little radius along the edges. All right, now that we're all done, This is what our medical one looks like, front and back, with all of my medical information in here. And this is what my lost phone survival guide looks like, with all of its information inside as well. Then these just go right into my wallet. They're the same size as a credit card, so they fit nicely in my wallet. And they're a backup just in case I ever lose this puppy or damage this puppy again. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.